Your art is not useless. That's the topic of this post. To illustrate that, let me read from a poem by Marley Eunans, taken from this book. It's a beautiful poem in which she talks about the Transfiguration of Jesus. Let me read a few lines from that poem. His shape of light is wholly beautiful and useless with the uselessness of art that's meant for nothing but the beautiful, that does nothing but transform utterly and has no message to deliver us, but is the revelation itself. And so she's talking about that awesome moment where the 3 disciples were with Jesus on the Mount, and Jesus gave them a foretaste of what the glorified Lord would look like. And so Marley's way of expressing this is so beautiful because it brings to mind the apophatic way of encountering God, meaning there's not a lot of cognitive or rational thought. It is just a blast of revelation that is far beyond words to describe, which is what these disciples must have been experiencing, and it's often what we experience in worship, or maybe when you're sitting on your bed praying, or something you read in a near-death experience. People have encountered God, and what so many of those people say is, it's way beyond words to describe what I'm talking about, what I experienced. That's what art can do. So do you ever feel like, what am I doing playing a guitar? What am I doing singing? It's just art. Does it really matter? What difference is it going to make? Remind yourself of this. Marley here contradicts herself by talking about art as useless, but then saying it transforms utterly. That's the impact it had on the disciples who viewed this glorious light, filling and enshrouding Jesus in this moment. So you might be a pragmatic person that tends to overanalyze things. Does my music or my other kind of art matter? Yes, it does, because there are things that you can't analyze. It just contains an ineffable representation of God. That means you can't describe it in words. Trust God with the mystical side of what He's given you to do.